9 o'clock. Call the meeting to order. Resolution 96, 2025. Be it resolved that the meeting be convened at 9 a.m. with Reeve Ray Drayson in the chair. Can I have a mover, please?
Grant.
Grant, seconder.
Davidson.
Sharon. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Was Malcolm going to join us at all or not? Or he just not around at all? Adoption of the agenda, Resolution 97, 2025. Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of April 7th, 2025 be adopted as circulated. We have a mover, please. Robbie, seconder.
Grant.
Grant. Anybody have any questions from that meeting? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Morning, Harold. How are you?
I've been in there.
Okay. Adoption of the minutes, Resolution 98, 2025. Be it resolved that the minutes for the regular meeting of March 10th, 2025 and the joint meeting minutes of March 24th, 2025 be adopted as circulated. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Jaren, seconder.
Bro.
Robbie. Anybody got any questions regarding those meetings? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. We'll skip the delegations till later. Finance and Accounts, Resolution 99, 2025. Be it resolved that the financial statement for March 2025 be referred to council. Have a mover, please?
Grant.
Grant, seconder.
Homestead.
Dallas, thank you, Dallas. Any questions on the financial statements? Anything to take note of, Teresa? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 100, 2025. Be it resolved that accounts check number 31429 to check number 31491 totaling $226,729.67 and direct deposits withdrawals totaling $86,379.57 be approved for payment. Can I have a mover, please? Robbie, seconder. Harold. Anybody got any comments on those checks and that?
Nothing's good.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Want to go by the planning matters in for a few minutes? Down to bylaws. Resolution 105, 2025, be it resolved that bylaw number 4, 2025, being a bylaw to establish rates of taxation for the year 2025, hereby be read a first time and referred to council. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Harold, second, or Jaren?
Yep. Do we have a rate yet, or?
Do we have a rate?
Yeah.
We don't. I'll pull it up here quick. It's in this. Quoted and not be accurate.
I see Saskatchewan is dropping in education mill rate.
Are they? Less kids?
No, it's because of the tariffs and stuff.
Is that right?
Yes, and we have a new flux of American doctors coming in.
Yeah, well,
Something good's gotta happen out of it. That would be amazing.
mm-hmm.
No, he'll be back today, his golf game's over, so he'll be back, causing shit all day today.
As far as I'm concerned, that's nothing but propaganda.
Sorry?
As far as I'm concerned about American doctors, that's
7.46.
nothing but
Pardon me?
propaganda.
7.4.
No, it happened at the last
7.46.
meeting we had with the, health board. They had American doctors going up trying to find out about more coming in.
Okay, that taxation rate is 7.46, right, Teresa?
Yes,
Compared to last year?
yes. I think last year was 7.67.
Beautiful.
Any more questions on that?
Nope.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 106, 2025, be it resolved that bylaw 1, 2025, being a bylaw to repeal 5, 2006 and enter into agreements with the Nature Conservancy of Canada, hereby be read a second time. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob?
Robbie, seconder?
Grant,
Grant? Any questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? All that carried, thank you. Resolution 107, 2025, be it resolved that bylaw number 1, 2025, repeal number 5, 2006, and enter into agreements with Nature Conservancy Canada, be read a third time and hereby be passed and signed and sealed by the REIB and CAO and become law. Recorded vote, Grayson, 4, Vancomer,
4.
Tolton,
Against?
Jardine,
4.
Olmsted,
4.
Davidson,
For it.
Murray is absent. I'll call that carried. Thank you very much, everybody. Resolution 108, 2025, be it resolved that council bylaw number 2, 2025, being a bylaw to establish a reserve fund for joint entities owned and operated 50/50 with the town of Carberry, hereby be read a second time. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob?
Rob?
Sorry, Dallas.
Second, Dallas.
No, that's good.
Thank you, Dallas. Any
Yeah.
questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 109, 2025, be it resolved that bylaw number 2, 2025, being a bylaw to establish a reserve fund for joint entities owned and operated 50/50 with the town of Carberry, be read a third time and hereby be passed and signed and sealed by the REIB and CAO and become law. This is a recorded vote. Grayson, 4. Vancomer,
4.
Tolton,
4.
Jardine,
4.
Olmsted,
4.
Davidson,
For it.
Murray being absent. Call that carried. Thank you very much, everybody. UAV, third reading bylaw. Resolution 110, 2025, be it resolved that bylaw number 3, 2025, by being a bylaw to regulate the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, by the fire department, be read a third time and hereby be passed and signed and sealed by the REIB and CAO and become law. This would be a recorded vote. Grayson, 4. Vancomer,
4.
Tolton,
4.
Jardine,
4.
Olmsted,
4.
Davidson,
For it.
Murray being absent. I'll call that carried. Thank you. Number 8, unfinished business. Resolution 111, 2025, be it resolved that council accept the joint service agreement as presented. Can I have a mover, please?
Grant,
Grant, seconder,
Homestead.
Dallas. Anybody have any comments, concerns on that services agreement?
I just wanted to double check that Teresa, you're happy as this is, feel comfortable and love it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Everything you want to change is Aces?
Yep.
That's awesome then.
Call the question, all in favor? Opposed?
Rob?
Call that carried, thank you. Resolution 112, 2025, be it resolved that council accept the resignation of Arts Director Tamara Flett with regrets. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Sharon, second, Harold?
Yeah.
Any questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. General business, resolution 113, 2025, be it resolved that council approve the office be closed May 9th, 2025 for administrative staff to attend the MMA Leadership Summit 2025 in Brandon with mileage and meals to be paid. Can I have a mover, please? Harold, seconder.
Homestead.
Dallas. Any questions on that? Anybody?
Nope.
Do we always all go?
Nope. This will be the first time.
Okay. Any other questions on that regarding the girls going? All in
No,
favor?
I support.
You,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you changed your answer machine that day then?
Yes, we will, yeah.
All in favor?
Yep.
Opposed? Carried, thank you very much. Time's early to start.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay, so I'll get there now then, I guess. But,
Go ahead, I'll take the table.
You have the chairs?
We'll go back to number 6, planning matters, resolution 101, 2025. Be it resolved that council now adjourn the regular meeting at 9:14 a.m. to deal with planning matters. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob?
Rob, seconder.
Grant.
Grant. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. I'll go around the table and introduce everybody here before we proceed any farther here. Robbie, go ahead, start.
I'm Rob.
Harold Bolton.
Teresa, CAO. Dallas,
Ray,
you're on
Ray.
speakerphone.
Oh,
Awesome, thank you.
Ray Drayson, Reeve.
John Davidson.
Grant Jardine, council.
Joel Penner, Development Officer.
Bev Walker, Cypress-Langford District.
Judy Anderson.
Reed Anderson.
And Warren Birch.
Good, thank you for coming. Our Dallas is on the little thing in the middle here.
Teresa, do you have a sign sheet for
I don't have a
hearing, or can we just
sign-in
use a piece of paper for now?
sheet. Sure.
That's sufficient?
You have something? Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Did you get any written things or anything coming in?
I had no written.
Oh, sorry. Can I just get you guys to?
Some reasons we came out, that's why Dallas is on.
Recording in progress.
Go ahead, Bev, Joel, you got anything to say or comments on
This is just, road opening for Reed and Judy's subdivision that they're applying for, and it's one of the conditions of the subdivision that they open a new road for the lots that they're wanting to create. So it'll be road off of Howard Street to the east.
Yep, Matt.
You have a map you can bring up, Teresa, over?
Don't have the map, this is from the last, right?
That's what was available for the. So Howard Street would be on this side of the.
It's on the west.
Yep.
So that's basically what's happened into your sub lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Judy or Reed or Warren, have you got anything you'd like to add to this, or?
I'm just here, listen.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you. Just formalities. There's a picture on the wall. Anyway. Take a picture of that, we got them framed in there. Anybody got any comments, concerns regarding what we're talking about here? Good enough.
So like I don't know anything about it. So like that Howard Street, it's just like that's
the road that's there now.
yeah, I know that kind of just stops right beside us, and so who develops that? Do you guys? Did you guys?
No, they do.
They continue. Oh, so you've got to put in both that road and that road.
Well, the Howard Road is straight to your place now, isn't it?
No.
No.
Oh, it's,
No,
oh,
it
it's
kind of.
No, it kind of ends right where they
Yeah.
turn to go into their place.
Yeah.
It goes a little bit further,
Yeah.
but
Pretty much.
it
dead
needs
end
to
of
go
Bruce
another couple
Yeah.
hundred yards probably.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's
Kinda
not
like-
the municipal road there.
Yes.
Howard,
Howard Road?
Howard
No.
Street.
Howard Street's this way and it comes up,
Which
turns
would be-
around at the end and comes back is what they're supposed to be there.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought
Hasn't
that
been
was-
finished, basically.
Yeah, they only developed as far as basically Bruce Turner's driveway.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I know where that is.
Yeah.
I see. I thought that was a municipal road. You were just into your place to come off that.
Oh no, no.
So you go in that road then by Bruce's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you go up, and then you go across the.
Yeah.
So the lots.
So
the
these
upper
lots
gates-
here, these bottom
Yeah,
lots
that's
here would
me.
be Warren's lot.
That's me right
Warren's
there.
right
yeah.
here,
And then
and
Donnie's on the
Next
Don's
one.
there.
Yeah.
here and whatever. So
Mhm.
just to the north of that subdivision.
Okay. So that'll never be paved then. No.
Any other questions, comments?
The only question is that's big enough for a fire truck to turn around in there, is it? Like, I assume there won't be any,
Well, I think this turnaround would be the same as what's in theirs, I'm assuming,
It's
kinda.
basically a mirror image of what's there already.
Well, it's big enough for school bus and.
Well, if the one that's there now is, then this is. I mean, I haven't measured it out, but they
Yeah.
told us it was pretty much exactly the same as what was already there.
Okay, that's good.
like, we're not having to worry about sewer connections or fire
That
No,
that's all
connections.
the sewer. Those
Yeah. it's gonna
that's
be-
already been looked into,
The town is.
and the
accepting
town.
that.
There's an agreement with the town already in place for sewer.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, but the other thing is you won't be putting any any fire out there.
I
No.
don't think they were
No, it'd be
talking
the
that,
same
no.
as.
Yeah. Same as what's.
what road you guys are on.
It's just close to town, but that's the same kind of a subdivision that would be.
It'll
Kinda
end up
anywhere.
being an RR2 as opposed to an RR5. So it's in a rural residential subdivision
Yeah.
is what it'll be.
Like I know for a while there, the farthest west fire hydrant they had was on Fanny Street, and they got the town got their knuckles wrapped over that because they were supposed to have fire protection all the way out. Which gets me wondering,
But this is also RM property,
this
not
is
town.
RM, but I understood one division was in RM, but they were, you know, we were being asked why we didn't put fire protection up there.
Well, it's good for us if the town's taking the sewer and they're paying taxes to us. It's,
Any other comments? Alrighty, thank you very much. Resolution 102, 2025, be it resolved the public hearing regarding a road opening be adjourned at 9:23 a.m. and that the regular meeting of council resume. Can I have a mover, please? Harold, seconder? Yeah, let's see, Warren. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you very much.
Okay, so we'll be notified, or what's the procedure? Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Resolution 103, 2025, whereas council held a public hearing regarding the opening of a new public road, CPS file number 4155248686. And whereas the council heard from 3 residents of the municipality of North Cypress-Langford with concerns about the road. And whereas council deems it is in the best interest of the municipality of North Cypress-Langford and its future that the proposal be approved. Now therefore be it resolved that council approve the road opening as part of subdivision file number 4155248686. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob,
Rob, seconder. Harold? Any questions on that? Anyone? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 104, 2025, whereas council has received a drainage plan on behalf of Victor and Maria Hoffman, legal owners of Southeast Quarter 41115 WPM. Be it resolved that council approve the proposed drainage plan as part of subdivision file number 4155-22-8441. Can I have a mover, please? Harold, seconder.
Rob,
Robbie, any questions, concerns on that drainage plan?
As long as it's not drained into one of our ditches.
You had a picture of it there, yeah. You
I
saw it
don't
all
know
there
if
anyways.
I'm just gonna-
Yep.
Here's one. I don't know which one is the best one to.
I looked at them in detail and they're kind of confusing as to what their intent is for drainage.
they wanna drain that pond?
So the way I look at it is this, if I'm correct.
Here, Bev, I have a.
Okay, a pointer. If I'm correct, right there is where the edge of their property is. Do you know, this is, Rob will understand this probably the best, but that point is where our old place was and their place is right down in the bottom.
Yeah.
So part of this pond, this portion of is on the 10 acres, and this portion is on Hoffman's. There's the property line, I believe, is right through here. So they're showing that this here is all low lying. All this red is all the low lying, but this here is the property line,
So
And
where
right-
is this?
Right at my place.
At your place?
Yeah.
just to the south of Rob's.
I didn't think you could drain water.
Well, I'm not sure what they're,
You would know best, Daryl. And where's the water? It's gotta go in our ditch.
well, some of the arrows here, there's some arrows here pointing this direction, and there's arrows pointing both directions here. So when I looked at it, that's what I said, I wasn't clear on what their drainage plan is here. Cause there's arrows going both directions. Here and here. And this right here, all along this road, this is an uphill. So this naturally drains downwards here, cause the road does go up to the south.
Well, he's gonna drain that water across the road into Barron's. That's exactly where it's gotta go, cause Barron's is wet on that side.
I think it would be just draining down into this part, into the low spot. Because there's no way it's gonna go across the road.
Well, why is there a swamp on both sides of the road if the water gets there?
Is this a slough?
Yeah.
That holds water anyway?
Yeah.
All the time?
Almost, so I used to own this property right here.
Yeah.
And there was, in the 20 years that I lived there was only a few times where in the summer you could drive in there with a quad.
In
But
August, like
yeah.
August.
Yeah. But most of the time, most of the year, there's water retention in the blue area.
Okay, where's our road allowance on the east side?
This here is the road allowance here,
She does that to you all the time.
and that's fine. Right in here should be the road allowance. Right there, I think it says Road 87 West, right there.
So they're trying to drain this to the bottom of that map, you're saying? Or to the top of it?
Well, I'm
Or
guessing
where's it
to,
going?
I'm guessing that they're wanting to drain it down into here based on the way, like
Is
there's,
this south of your place, Rob?
yes,
Just south of here.
Right along the road.
yes,
I know.
right before the curve.
Right.
Bev's old house, if you see the red going to the top of the page, her
This-
house is up there.
My old place would be like right up here where it says North Cypress.
And then that's always been a wet spot. And on the east side of the road, it's wet.
Yeah, over here is Tom Barron's land, which is also always wet.
Yeah.
And there's also in the ditches on both sides of the municipal road, it's almost always has water in it.
It's
Unless
always,
it's a extremely dry year.
the kids squat it all the time. It's a big mud bog, wet, both sides of the road in the municipal ditch.
So how deep a cut are they looking at trying to make here? To drain this?
Well, I'm not sure. Here it says proposed 7.3 meter wide access road, approach and drainage ditch.
This is what he's trying to do for a subdivision.
Yes.
So he should tell us that up front. And we should have more information on this at our planning before it ever comes here, should we not? How does it work?
Obviously I haven't done a lot with
Yeah.
subdivisions in this manner, and any of the subdivisions that I've ever been kind of made aware of, we've never had a drainage plan involved.
That's right, yeah.
Don't generally need one on most
So I
of
think
Right.
bring environment, you know.
Well, there's, so
Here,
you
you want
see,
this? Take this one. That button's right there.
you see over here, there's a huge wet area here as well. It's a big swamp. And you got the low area here.
Which
Yeah.
that spot is just, like they said, it's wet meadow.
Yep.
In the past, like we pastured in there, and there was in the very earliest part of the spring on a really wet year, there might be a little bit of water, but it's just more of a green space.
Well, not for us to decide here today, But Mr. Penner back in the day, there was a big,
It would be more over on this way, Rob.
this here,
No, like even further, because I would say kind of in this red area. Yeah, over on this area.
over in here, he had a huge, recycled
Auto record.
auto record,
Yeah.
all in here. And I don't know how that's gonna get by environment anyway.
So
And
that portion there is where,
this is their line here, this is their end of their subdivision?
no, so this part here, do you know where Penner's house is?
Yes.
As far as I know, this is to that, is kind of to the, kind of directly behind Penner's house and to the east. They're only taking off what they're trying to do is cut off 2 10-acre lots from the entire, because there's, where Penner's house is, there's a 10-acre subdivision there.
Uh-huh.
And then, Teresa, can you pull up Manitoba assessment? That might be the easiest way to explain where,
Cause you can see that wet spot on the aerials.
yes.
Shiloh, that's.
Do you know yours off? Ed?
Yeah, I know mine if you want me to log in, Teresa.
You got her. Like, isn't there something that you can't drain it? Not supposed to drain a wetland?
Yeah,
You're not.
that's what they say, that should be brought right before environment.
Have they applied for drainage license?
I think this is what they're trying to do right now. I think. I'm not totally.
Doesn't matter what we say, they won't get it.
So just go to the property assessment on this side, Teresa, there, and then go to property search.
You know the role.
Just click onto the map. Do you know your roll number?
No. 41115?
No, that's your
Oh.
section township range.
No, I know, but I don't know my roll offhand.
268953.
Good, look at that guy go. He's good to have around.
Between 268593.
I think so. That could be the address. Roll number, here it is. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
6969110.
That sounds better.
That's better.
Yeah, sorry. The other was the address.
The blue side.
So then if you can go to the base map gallery and put, yeah.
56 acres.
Here's my house. That was where Bev used to live. Right?
So that's
So
actually
this-
not the right roll number, but, so
If you
just scroll down, Teresa. That's probably better that, there you go. So the piece that they're subdividing now is that right above that 9-6, right up there. That's where
and
that's the part that they're wanting to subdivide.
that's the water.
And then
That's his low spot. Here's his old scrap yard. This is the 1 yard site. This is the dad's mom's. This is Hoffman. That's where Larry Agus used to live. And this is all wetland all through here.
And what's the soil class?
6 or 7. I think it's 7.
And what's the classification of the wetland?
I don't know offhand. So like I
More
don't
than them two.
see
It's
here
obviously permanent.
that
Which would be a 3 or 4.
on that side there. That's a slough. That's the road split it, and then that's a slough, and then over here more. It's all slough through that area. through there.
Basically,
Through
at
there.
the bottom of the hill. is the
Yeah.
wet
Yeah.
spot,
Yeah.
Because that's the water tube.
So where they want like where's the road entrance going to be?
well, they're wanting to do 2 lots off that.
Off here, like 10
Yes.
acres here, 10 acres there.
Yes. Is the proposed subdivision. And then the one to the northern lot, based on that drainage map, like there's not gonna be able to have anything close to the road, cause they're gonna have to pull it back in because of the angle down into the wetland.
So there's your 10 acres, right?
Yeah, the old 10 acres, yeah.
So these were gonna have to be longer
Yes.
than yours. That
Yeah.
was a square 10 acres of Deb's lot.
Yeah.
So now this will be like that. So what's that line?
That's
Another
that's
subdivision.
that's Reuben's house.
Right.
They subdivided that piece off a while ago before they built the other house.
So how can they have so many,
Because it's RR10, it's an RR10.
it's already been,
It's been designated RR10 for years already.
okay.
It's just basically your place is the agriculture, my old place is in the RR10, Spence's subdivision is 10 and 5.
Mr. McNeely and I had many a word over that. Well,
So I think we're gonna need more information on this, and he's gonna have to apply for a drainage permit. If that's his idea, is it, to drain that?
Well, I'm assuming that's what they just sent us the maps with, really, there was no really information included, they just basically sent the maps saying, here's the drainage plan, but
who did them for him? Who did the maps?
Samson.
Of course they did.
Because when you do drainage and that, you gotta get permission from your landowners where it's going and everything, right, Jared?
Yeah.
And being as in a wetland, that might not be allowed in the first place, so.
I think they had to get permission from the municipality first to be able to go through. My understanding, kind of reached out to Devin Dietrich to try to get an idea.
and that being said, Devin is coming to our meeting on Thursday, so maybe this will be,
Maybe we can talk more about it then.
and I'll maybe just give him a heads up that we want to discuss it.
Yeah.
So that Teresa, who's gonna join us on Thursday as well.
Good idea.
So I'll give Devin a heads up that we have questions on this, and then this way he can bring the file and we can talk about it.
That there by environment, I don't know why you'd want to live over here when your water drains this way, underground water. You got all that. That was years and years and years of shit being dumped there.
I think for this here, I think we'd table this for right now. Till we get more information on what we're talking about.
Yes.
That sound good, Robbie?
100%.
Grant, Jared, you're okay with that?
Yeah,
we'll have-
definitely.
Yeah.
We'll have enough information.
Watch your eyes.
Just defeated.
Okay. We'll table that one for now then, okay? Thank you very much. Thanks, Bev.
No problem.
Alrighty then. That's it for planning. Unless you got anything else, do you, Bev or Joel?
You
I'll
got,
say Joel and Joel.
It's going. It's going.
In the green now?
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
We'll see when the dream shows up.
you
No,
guys
it's
are
been
gonna-
good. Still lots to learn.
Of course. Yeah.
Very, very much so. But no, it's been good. It's been very patient.
That's not very middle name.
Alright, thank you very much for coming in, you too. That's all
Oh,
we
you
have for
guys didn't
them.
have Braze.
I didn't put Bray's road crossing on because we have to get the agreement in place first.
Okay,
I found a copy, so
we'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, you guys.
No problem.
Good, thanks for coming in.
We will see some of you on Thursday.
What time?
10 o'clock. We're gonna have it in the basement though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Devin's coming and all 3 CAOs are joining us as well for the
Okay.
Planning 101 session that Devin's gonna do with us.
Thanks. Need more room.
thanks.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you. Thank you. Resolution 114, 2025, be it resolved that council approve the letter of support for the Neepaw Cross Country Ski Club as presented. Have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Seconder? Grant? Any questions on that? I'm not asking for money, just asking for support further. To try and get some other money. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you very much. Resolution 115, 2025, it resolved that council approve the purchase of 4 LT 275/65 R18 tires from KK Benner at a cost of $1,313.74, taxes included. We have a mover, please.
Grant.
Jared moved, Harold seconded. Any questions?
Yes. So KK Penner, is there one of those in Equal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's not the one from Brandon then.
No.
Oh, okay.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 116, 2025, be it resolved that council approve the purchase quote from Rocky Mountain Equipment totaling $1,109.10 for new weed sprayer hose. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob?
Rob, seconder.
Grant.
Grant, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Resolution 117, 2025, be it resolved the council write off account 140-100-100 loans and accounts from the year 2015 from Langford opening balance in the amount of $37,488.07. Can I have a mover, please?
Which one is this for?
This is something that was supposedly wrote off years ago, but never got wrote off, so it's cleaning up on the auditor's side, but it had something to do with an invoice that was sent out and the person didn't pay. And the Reeve at the time and council at the time decided to write it off, but it was never documented.
Okay, I'll move that for you.
So we don't know who it was or what it was, or
I don't,
can't say.
I can't find it. This was speaking to Teresa McConnell, and she remembers it being wrote off. And
So is it, sorry, Harold, go ahead.
No, is this that shingles that were left at the dump?
no, this is a huge, this is a big amount.
37,000.
Or was that up at Nico?
It was up that way, yeah.
Yeah, the Ella Jones.
No, not that either. Had to do with a possible road, I think.
Was that the road north down here there? Have we issued?
I do not know.
Road building project, like?
That's about the right amount of money.
Yeah.
So that's still on our books
It's still on our books.
as an outstanding
Yes.
invoice.
Yes, and it was stated that it was wrote off, but it never was wrote off.
Never got off the books.
So he's, Lance is doing some cleanup is what he's doing.
That's our auditor.
Yes.
I guess we have no choice.
So it would have been accounted for 10 years ago
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
There's
it
something
something there.
floating on the books.
Yeah.
This long.
Mhm.
Alright.
That's unfortunate.
So
Like, is this several
No, it's
things or
one.
just one?
It's one.
not that big, we should be able to find it, should we not? Or-
We should, but everything was paper.
Okay. That's a lot to just.
Okay. It's been out there for 10 years and
Why the other auditors didn't catch it and make sure it was right off that wrote off
That's the
then
bigger question.
is
Yeah.
strange.
no kidding.
He's found a few things like that.
Okay, can I have a mover for that resolution? Rob?
Yeah.
Seconder, Dallas? Any other further discussion on that then?
We really have no choice.
No, we don't, unfortunately,
Yeah.
like,
It's way be,
especially 10 years old.
yeah.
Call the question then, all in favor? Opposed? Well, that carried then. Resolution 118, 2025, be it resolved that council write off the amount $145,190.15 for the unclaimable DFA expenses for the fire of 2021. Could I have a mover, please?
We're talking shy.
I have a mover, please.
Davidson.
Jaren, second Robbie.
At least we know what this one is for.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we know what this one is for. We were told by that guy sitting right over there in the D.
So we've
that
done
EMO
everything
fellow.
we can, possibly. We've gone to the minister, we've talked to everybody. We've done everything that you think is, that it's not coming,
That's
period.
correct.
So next time we get an EMO guy sitting there, don't trust him. He was the one that told us we could do everything and
There
had to
was
do
nothing
this.
on paper, nothing that he signed.
No.
No, he just came and he left like the wind.
They have a lot of power, they really do, but at the time, everybody's rushing in the fire and all this stuff, but it's gotta be documented, eh? We gotta get his name on something and make sure that, recorded even.
Yeah, we can't make the same mistake twice.
He did say several times over, and I remember him saying, "This is not my decision, this is your decision."
But he kept
guided
telling
that
us,
decision.
he kept on telling us that we would be compensated.
I'm not pointing fingers, it's just they come in with the world of power, big shoulders, and they start barking, and I did it many times with them, and yeah.
Anyway, any other discussion on that? Big number. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Reluctantly.
So
With prejudice, eh? Is that what you said?
Pardon me?
With prejudice.
No, reluctantly.
so any decision going forth, if it ever happens again, we're gonna definitely get it documented and signed.
Yeah,
So if you don't have enough on your plate already, should we have a quorum on how we're gonna do it next time?
I feel like, you know what, everything was done properly on our side. I think council just needs to really think about, is this going to be a DFA claimable expense? You know, we claimed that it would be, we took all the steps properly. It's just we had provincial guidance and we
Yeah.
trusted in that, and I think that's the biggest thing, right? We trusted this provincial guidance where we need to ask, council needs to ask maybe more questions prior to going forward.
Have we ever reached out to the AMM? See if they had anything to say on the matter, or if it's happened to anyone else?
I don't know that she had.
Like-
I know they reached out to the federal government.
Yeah, I know, but I was just wondering, like, just with our reps and, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
they're the
right.
ones that lobby the province for these sorts of matters. If they're aware of this happened to us,
Mhm.
has it happened to anyone else? Like, there's lots of wildfires, look down Sandylands Way and all those places. Has anybody else faced this again? I don't know.
No.
At least then we could start going to the minister and saying, look, this has happened here and here, do something to stop this from happening.
If they wanna have.
Yeah,
Just to set
AMM
guidelines.
comes down every 2 years. If they came, they probably come, like they were just here, right? So I'm pretty positive we brought it up the last time they were here, like a couple of years back. I'm pretty sure we brought forward that.
Probably, yeah.
Can't promise, but
We
I
brought it up
think,
with the minister directly, but
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
always
yeah.
like coming out from the province saying, well, we're sorry, but
yeah.
AMM could at least,
Sure be nice to have
Document.
something documented for next time, for even if it doesn't happen to us, for other municipalities in the province. Like
Well,
it's-
But even for the taxpayers, right? Like if
Definitely.
we've got one more step we can make, I think we should make it. Like that's a good point.
we're not happy about it.
Yeah, and I mean, we gotta exhaust every possibility to get something back out of it, even if they went 50-50.
Maybe delegation now?
Yes. Hi, Ashley.
Okay.
do we-
Hi there. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, yeah, let's go back to this delegation, 945 Burns Bandel Consulting. Class 6 and 7 drainage.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Go ahead, yeah.
Perfect, okay. I'm just looking in the meeting room there. It doesn't look like you have access to a big screen, or do you?
We do, actually. I have your email up here right now.
Okay. But I won't be able to share my screen with you. It's not a big deal. I just need to know how to first.
Let's see. You should be able to share it.
Okay, I don't need to just yet, but,
Okay.
it will be helpful at the end, probably
Okay.
for questions. So hi, thank you for having me here today. My name is Ashley Hay, and I'm a municipal engineer with Burns Mandel Consulting Engineers, for those of you who don't know. I only have 15 minutes today, so I'm gonna try and shorten it up as best I can, because there's quite a few pieces to this story. But basically, throughout my work, I often get people who come to me, and I'm gonna talk about subdivisions, but this is impacted on multiple levels. Subdivisions are just the easiest ones to pick on and to understand, so that you get the point across. So when it comes to subdivisions, there's, let's say, 10 steps, right? And developers and towns and RMs will go through steps 1 through 9 before they usually get to me. I'm usually step number 10 or close there too. When a subdivision gets approved, it gets conditional approval, and then they have to satisfy those conditions, and one of them is almost always an engineered drainage license. So people will come to me at the very end of this process and ask for a drainage license, and then they hit a dead stop, a brick wall. I have to tell them no, and then their subdivision doesn't move forward. So they've wasted all this time and money, and nobody saw this coming until the very end. And I get to be the one to say no, even though this is a complete oversight on the government's part. So it's very frustrating for me on a personal level, and that's why I've taken this on. And recently what I've done is I've sent out a bunch of letters. I will explain the problem in a second. I've sent out a bunch of letters to the most affected RMs and the most affected planning districts. And just to be clear, this does affect everybody. I only started with the most affected for now. Many of the issues I've encountered are in Cornwallis or Whitehead, and they are some of the least affected RMs actually. So this still impacts everybody. So if I could start with drainage. Every time you put a shovel in the ground, essentially, you build a road, a culvert, a ditch, just even a subdivision, even if you're not changing the topography, you need a drainage license. You guys are probably familiar with that. Tile drainage for farmers, anything that changes how water is conveyed, controlled, outletted, you need a drainage license. And in 2019, the drainage department implemented an internal policy. So this is a policy that's not written in an act or a regulation. Their internal policies are supposed to be a supplementary guide to let their officers know how to implement their acts and their regulations. But these are very loosely governed. Essentially saying if Bob is the director and he decides that there's a line in the act or the regulation that otherwise implies so, he could walk in on any given day and decide not to issue licenses to left-handed people. And that would just be an internal policy that doesn't seem to have any sort of enforceable legal entity. I'm not really sure how they've figured this out, but that's essentially what's happened here, is that somebody walked in and decided they will not issue drainage licenses on class 6 or 7 soils anymore. They say they implemented this in 2019. It was very poorly enforced when it was first introduced, and I have only found it has impacted in the last 2 years specifically, but they say that they've been enforcing it since 2019, and that's important for a reason that I'll get to later. What are class 6 and 7 soils? Class 6 and 7 soils, way back when, in 1965, the Canada Land Inventory detailed all of the soils basically in the southern half of Manitoba. Some of them are on a very large scale, so they're very inaccurate, and some of them are on a pretty detailed scale. But either way, the purpose of it was, and the class 6 and 7 that they're referring to are for dry land agricultural capability. So they basically rated the soils for how well you can farm it. Being great, great water retention, you don't have to try very hard to irrigate it or keep it dry, it's relatively flat, you can grow any crop on it you want. And class 7 being absolutely terrible, completely infarmable land, not even good for pasture or hay land. And then there's also further steps that classifies it as organic, which is basically peats and bogs and marshes, that kind of thing. So 6 and 7, they're saying, is not good for development. So it's not good for farming, and now they're saying it's not good for development. They won't issue a drainage license on it. Some of the soils that fit into class 6 and 7 include soils that are too rocky, soils on a steep slope that are susceptible to erosion, especially right next to creeks and lakes, sands, gravel, so basically everything that you guys are situated on. A lot of it fits into class 6 and 7. And for the record, 24% of your whole RM fits into class 6 or 7 category. So it's funny to me, they're not comparing apples to oranges. They're using the farmable capability of the land to determine whether or not you can develop it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I have yet to receive justification for it. So, like I said, a prime example of this is subdivisions. Now, I know when you guys usually go through your subdivision process, the planning department's involved. You guys have your own bylaws and development plans, etc. And usually what happens, because I'm guessing that you're thinking, because I've met with several RMs now, and most of them say, what the hell, like we've sent this to planning, they've approved it, we've approved it, like how does this get missed? And what happens is when planning circulates it to all the government entities, it does go to drainage, which is the most embarrassing part of all of this. And drainage doesn't actually take a close look at it. They see that somebody's applying for a subdivision and they go, yeah, if you're sticking a shovel in the ground, just get a license. So they don't actually look at it. They just give you that canned response, right? So then it matriculates all the way down, and that's how it gets from step 1 to step 9 before somebody actually realizes, oh, this is on a class 6 or 7 soil, usually myself, and then I can't get a drainage license for it. So it's something that at the municipal and planning level is not very known. They've done a terrible job of getting it out there. So nobody knows about this, and it's quite frustrating, especially for the smaller developers who bought a piece of land who wanted to retire off of it. So they've been sitting on it for 20 years and now they can't do anything with it. So it's very sad to see. So again, I'll clarify, this is not written in an act or a regulation. This is a made-up policy within their own department. I have fought with them on many levels to provide me proof of this, where it came from, how it's enforceable. I messaged the minister, but unfortunately, and I'm sure you guys have dealt with them on a few occasions, they usually just send it back to the applicable director to answer. The ministers are busy, right? And the director of drainage, who I had already spoke to, is the one who ended up answering my letter. And I have met with him in person, but the sum up of that was basically, I can make up whatever rules I want, go away, which I didn't think was very fair. So I have responded back to them and asked for justification because they claimed that it was written in acts and regs, so I pointed out to them that it wasn't. And they say that there's environmental implications with doing drainage works on these types of soils, and I've asked them to provide proof of this environmental impact. So we've gone back and forth, and there are many licenses that have been grandfathered in Manitoba on class 6 and 7 soils, because anything that was already constructed before 2019, if you get a license to maintain that, then they will continue to issue a license. And there are so many, thousands, literally thousands of licenses in Manitoba that are on class 6 and 7 soils currently. So it should be easy for them to explain to me what kind of environmental impacts they're seeing, but they can't. So my hope in having people hear about this problem is that at minimum, we can stop developers from getting so far and spending so much money before they find out that they're never going to be able to develop, because without a drainage license, they won't get their conditional approvals satisfied, and that's the end of it. No development can happen. Best case scenario, I want to tick you guys all off enough by this ridiculous issue that you take it to AMMs and try and get at it from a political side. Because me, as a singular engineer, I can't do that. They don't care about me. They don't care what I want. So now I'm trying to get people angry enough about it. Many planning districts have already reached out to me and gone, holy crap, where did this come from? Many RMs, like you guys are one of the most affected RMs, and places like Russell Binscarth, Riding Mountain District, terribly affected because they're right around Lake of the Prairies, and places like Pelican Lake, terribly affected because this rule supersedes your existing zoning. So if you've had a piece of land zoned for years, 10, 15 years, and it just hasn't been developed yet, but it's been zoned for development, that doesn't matter. So you may have areas that are all zoned for development, and eventually you planned on them being developed, being part of your tax basis, and it doesn't matter. They will still refuse to issue a drainage license. So I'll pause there and see if you guys have any questions, and then maybe I'll talk about the specific issues in your RM, if you'd like.
Anybody got any comments, concerns for there?
Lots of concerns. I just said, Ashley, lots of concerns. Like here, we had a situation this morning where somebody wants to drain land, and we said, well, they'll never get a drainage license for it. But there's other pieces of land around that are rezoned now, Bev said, right? For subdivision. And that is about 10, 12 years ago that was put into place. So it
So they
could
would
cause
be
us.
grandfathered then, if they had drainage.
But she's,
It would only be grandfathered if they constructed the works and had the drainage license already
Oh,
in
if they
hand.
had a license, yeah.
Okay.
See, a lot of them didn't need licenses, so,
back, yeah,
because if there was no wet spot to drain on their development.
Right. so you, okay, so why don't, sorry,
Go ahead.
no, just,
Go ahead, Rob.
show us what else you got.
Okay, now I'll share my screen. Just a second here. I'm used to Teams, not Zoom, so give me 1 sec here. How's that? Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So this is my big mapping system. And I've got a lot of things on here, so I'll break it down a little bit. The white shaded areas are class 5 and 6 soils. The bright red polygons and lines are existing registered drainage licenses. And the color shaded areas are various areas of zoning for development. I have removed all of the standard agricultural rural development areas because those aren't usually anticipated to be developed or they're not currently zoned for development. They have minor implications, but even that, you can see there's lots of farmland or rural agricultural land that would be affected by these class 6 and 7 soils if they wanted to improve their local drainage, dig a ditch, put in drainage tile, etc. Anybody within the white would not be able to do that. And there is a lot of farmland still within it. So the two areas that I saw that were of most concern was one over here, Sandhills. Yeah, you guys call this Sandhills development, right?
Yes.
So, and I had noticed in your last year's worth of minutes, I can't remember the exact date, you had also approved this quarter here for development. So it hasn't currently been rezoned yet, but it is an area that you had approved for subdivision. So my first concern and question for you guys was that there is.
Did it again.
Sorry about that.
We're not gonna hook her back up.
What happened?
Keeps kicking out today.
Oh,
Fix one thing and kill another thing. Starting the next meeting in 9 minutes. Oh.
I thought more people knew about that limitation on development.
Well, and two, that, I don't know, that subdivision we just had
Mm-hmm.
relates directly to what she's saying.
But I think it's probably a good regulation.
Yeah, for sure.
We're on the aquifer after all.
Mhm.
I just texted her, told her to hang
Thank
on.
you, Robbie.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with this thing today.
Are we taking a break right now?
Sure.
Yes.
Sorry about that, Ashley.
No worries. Zoom was pretty clear. It's like, oh, your session's timed out. I'm like, oh, reverb, that's annoying. Yeah.
Technology.
I didn't realize that it makes you wait 9 minutes, but I guess that was, otherwise people would just jump meetings all the time, and I guess I gotta make it annoying. Sorry, I'll share my screen again.
Okay, I'm doing the dim lights.
Okay. You can see it again?
You're back to where we were.
Okay. So the first problem I was gonna say with Sandhills development is that there isn't currently a drainage license registered to this property. The GIS system is very new and kept very up to date, certainly since this development has been been built out. So all I mean by that is that if there isn't one shown on this program, there likely isn't a drainage license for this development anyways. Now, it would be very unique if this subdivision went through without a conditional statement that said, thou shalt get a drainage license. If it did, then you're right, it wouldn't have been caught until houses started being developed on here. But just because it wasn't a conditional approval requirement for subdivision, doesn't mean that a drainage license still wasn't required. So whether or not you have drainage issues in the area, it doesn't matter. No matter what, if you were putting in a road, a ditch, a culvert, an approach, a license should have been carried out by any one of these property owners. And if there are ever any drainage issues, somebody could call and report it, and this whole area would be in trouble. That's the first problem. The second problem is that now, obviously, it's on class 6 and 7, and they would never get a license to begin with. So this is a real problem waiting to happen. And then, again, you guys had approved subdivision and development of this quarter as well. You would have the same issues on this quarter. The other one, this whole development is also in the same boat. There are no registered drainage licenses on here. Some of this development did happen before 2019, which means that it would have gone past the fact that it was on class 6 and 7 soils. But again, as we can see, there were no drainage licenses taken out for any of the works in here, and now it's too late. Now they will tell you no, which is a real pickle. I'm not actually sure how they would handle it from their perspective. But you can see how this creates quite the headache for you from your guys' approval perspective. And also, it really shows that these areas are quite perfectly developable. There should be no reason why drainage licenses can't be taken out on these lands, especially on this side of the province. We're on a lot of sands and gravels. Over by Gimli, they're on a lot of sands and gravels. They've got their own clays mixed in like we do, but there's plenty of areas that can certainly be developed that they're claiming can't be from a drainage perspective. There was also one other spot, Teresa, that I had emailed you. I wasn't sure if it would be impacted or not. It was at the beginning of the email. It doesn't really matter, but I think you guys get the gist of the issues that I'm pointing out and how it might impact you.
Yes.
So you're saying some of the other municipalities and that are meeting with the minister at our seminar, are you?
No.
Or
I know that they are bringing it up at the AMMs. I know that they want to get a group of people together to take it to the minister. There's nothing that's actually been planned so far. I have contacted the minister. I know that I spoke with Nick, Director of Policy, I believe is his title, at AMM. And he's reached out to the Drainage Department and the minister. But again, it's kind of on my singular behalf that, so I need more people to bring it to their attention, to let them see that there is actually a care about this. It's not just me. I know that many were planning on going to the AMM to discuss this with other RMs to see who would be interested in collectively.
Recording in progress.
Well, some of us are going to the seminar in Winnipeg there, and hopefully we can get with these people and get together and have a discussion on this. Something that needs to be addressed, and thank you very much for your work on what you're doing there.
No problem. I can send this to you as well. I don't like information dumping people because then everybody just kind of skims over and goes, engineers spouting numbers at me. But I can send this list to you, and it kind of shows all of the RMs and who's the most affected percentage-wise. I sent letters to everybody with 9% and above, so I believe that's 27 RMs. Many of them have already reached out to me, and then there were 10 planning districts, I think, that encompass these RMs that I also sent letters to. I got meetings. I have two meetings tomorrow, I think, because lots of people are trying to get these meetings in before the AMMs. But just for your own information. I can also send you, for those of you who would be curious enough to read, my correspondence with the minister and the director thus far, but is a lot of technical information in one letter. Essentially what it was is when I contacted the minister, I was very vague in my request. I said, hey, I'd like to meet with you and discuss how internal policies can supersede the legislated act and regulations and how that works for drainage. But because I mentioned the word drainage, they just delegated it back to the same director who was giving me no answers. So this letter had come from the director. This letter had come back from the director. So the black is his writing, and the red is my most recent response, to which I haven't received an answer yet. But, you know, he makes claims that this is referenced in many of the acts and regulations, so I explained to him that it does not. I've read those acts and regulations. I asked him, so this is a very big overlay of where all of the soils have been classified in Manitoba, and all of the red are licenses in Manitoba. You can see there's some licenses up here, 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 and here. There was no soil information, so I asked them if they had asked for soil information in those areas, because it'd be funny if they issued licenses without caring what the soil types were, but yet where it is classified, they do care. There is one mention of class 6 and 7 soils in the acts and the regs, but just in case somebody brings this up so you understand, there is something called a registration and a license. The registration is basically for a minor drainage work. It's one less layer of red tape. So if you're gonna do something super, super minor, if a farmer has a flat field and they're gonna dig less than a 12-inch ditch, they can get a registration instead of a license. And so for a registration, there is a clause that says you cannot drain a class 6 or 7 soil. That's in an act, that's in the reg, it is written in stone for a registration. But licenses are an entirely different beast. And in fact, most of the things that a registration says you can't get a registration for, you can, you just need to apply for a license. It needs to have an engineer's oversight, it needs to have a little bit more looked at, et cetera, et cetera. So he tried to tell me that it was written in this act, but that's only for a registration, not for a license. They claimed that it's in this document called Subdivision Development Proposals Guide, which is very unprofessional of me to say, but this is an internal document of theirs that they don't actually have available to the public. So they wrote it into their internal document and then said, hey, look, it's in this document, but that's not actually enforceable by an act or a regulation, nor is it available to the public. So again, it's like kind of like a secret rule that they just kind of pull out whenever they want. And in fact, they have a different subdivision guide on their website, and it specifically speaks to the fact that they do not want to hastily subdivide class 1 through 5 soils because those are good for agriculture and they'd like to stay in agricultural land, which implies that 6 and 7 are appropriate and ideal locations for subdivisions. So I pointed that out to them that that information was contradictory. I've also found a list of licenses that they have issued since 2019 and all the way up to 2024 that they have issued on class 6 and 7 soils. But when I asked them about these, they told me they were unwilling to discuss the private details with separate licenses with me. So that was a nice little cop-out. This photo here shows all of the licenses that have been issued in Manitoba on class 6 and 7 soils since 2019 when they enacted this policy. And just to quantify it, it's tough to see, I know on your screen there, but there are thousands of licenses have been issued on class 6 and 7 soils since 2019. So I just kind of summarize and say, look, you guys have no rhyme or reason for this. It's enforced, completely arbitrary and inconsistent. Please provide more information. They also mentioned that they consulted stakeholders in the formation of this policy, and I kind of laughed at that and wondered which stakeholders they actually spoke with, because especially people like you guys, your RM is really affected, so I can't imagine that anybody would have been on board with this. One of their other arguments is also that class 6 and 7 soils are often wetlands. That's inconsistent. Some of them are, but they have regulations that affect wetlands separately. So it would be redundant for them to create this policy to try and supplement that one, if that makes sense. But I can send this to you also if you would like.
Do you want a copy then? Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, thank you.
Ashley, could you give us the RMs that are concerned about this, like South Cypress is definitely. They were at 43% impacted.
South Cypress has actually not contacted me. They are one of the ones who didn't answer me. So I know that some of my letters got lost in the shuffle. And maybe they didn't get brought up. I don't know. I was going to try and reach out to them this week. But Victoria's reached out, like a lot of the other ones up at the top of the list have certainly reached out to me. South Cypress is one of the ones that has not though. So just FYI.
Oh, we'll see them Thursday.
We'll see them at our planning board on Thursday. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. That was very good. We can see how we can help you move forward here.
Yep, no problem. So thanks for having me, and please reach out if you guys have any other questions. Want to know anything else in detail. In the meantime, I'll send this information to you.
Great. Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I want the lighter, leave the light off so we can sleep.
Me or you?
Okay, resolution 119/2025, whereas pursuant to section 369, section 1 and 369, section 1B of the Municipal Act, a municipality may cancel or adjourn an auction of a particular property at any time before it begins if the property owner enters into an agreement with the municipality for payment of arrears and costs. And whereas a request has been made by the owners of Southwest 321414W 8301071 Road 83 West being roll number 368150 in the municipality of North Cypress-Langford. Therefore, be it resolved that the council of the municipality of North Cypress-Langford deem it to be in the best interest of the municipality to enter into an agreement with the owners of the above described property for payment by installment of tax arrears and costs as per the terms stated in the said agreement, which is attached hereto as Schedule A. Further be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford hereby authorize the Chief Administrative Officer to sign the said agreement on behalf of the municipality. And further be it resolved that upon execution of said agreement, the municipality of North Cypress-Langford will adjourn the auction of said property currently scheduled for October 15th, 2025, and post notice of same in the municipal office pursuant to section 369(2) of the Municipal Act. Have a mover, please.
Davidson.
Jaren, seconder. Harold. Any questions regarding that? We had an email sent out about this. Robbie, go ahead.
All I'm concerned about is precedent setting. Like, it's good what we've done here, I think, but we might need to be careful moving forward.
Yep.
Like, if we do it now, we're pretty obligated to do it again if it comes up. I mean, we've already said yes to this, right? By email, so it has to go forward. Just make a note of what we've done. And I
agree,
Yeah, I agree to it.
Yeah.
So, just a statement.
Any other comments? All in favor? Opposed? Well, that carried, thank you. Resolution 120/2025, be it resolved that pursuant to bylaw number 1/2009 of the municipality of North Cypress-Langford Tax Service Inc., be appointed to manage property tax arrears recovery for the municipality of North Cypress-Langford. Be it further resolved that pursuant to bylaw number 2009 of the municipality of North Cypress-Langford, the following individuals be appointed tax sale managers for the municipality of North Cypress-Langford. A. Donna Zinke, Vice President of Tax Service Inc., or B. Tyler Burnside, Associate of Tax Service Inc. Have a mover, please.
Rob.
Robbie, seconder. Harold? Any questions on this?
How do they get paid?
They get paid out of the fees that they receive for doing tax services for us,
So there's no real extra cost then? Or
not to us.
not much? Okay, cool.
Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 121, 2025, whereas pursuant to section 3691 and 3691B of the Municipal Act, a municipality may cancel or adjourn an auction of a particular property at any time before it begins if the property owner enters into an agreement with the municipality for payment of the arrears and costs.
Right, this is a duplicate. We can omit this one.
Pardon me?
This is a duplicate.
Oh, this is
So we
a
just did the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, I'm looking at that
Yeah.
one.
We
Holy,
can omit it.
scratch that one.
took out a lot of reading for you, Ray.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to resolution 122 then.
So we should be 121 then.
You want to put this back to one?
We'll just put,
Leave it 122?
yeah.
Alright.
Resolution 122, 2025, whereas the municipalities of Neepaw, Minnedosa, Carberry, Minto, Dana, Elton, and North Cypress-Langford are regional partners operating a Class 1 waste management facility known as Evergreen Environmental Technology in Northeast 111417 WPM, and whereas the main haul road for accessing Evergreen is PR 464, south of PT 816, which is regularly impacted by truck and vehicular traffic that depends on the intended general use of this road and creates safety issues due to its degradation and poor condition. And whereas PR 466 is in dire need of capital upgrades and maintenance to ensure the continued use for the future, and therefore be it resolved, the municipality of North Cypress-Langford requests the province of Manitoba to take appropriate steps to repair and upgrade PR 466 to a reasonable standard that will ensure safe use of this road for the benefit of all users. I have a mover, please.
Davidson,
Karen, seconder.
I'm good.
Grant,
can we include 353, 464, number 5, what else?
Just about them all.
Yeah,
this is on behalf of Evergreen to get the road cleaned up there. Takes a lot of traffic, there's no doubt. Any other comments on stuff like this? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Nothing to add to the agenda? Or can I bring that up about the rifle range in Nico, or? We have one thing here from the rifle range in Nico requesting assistance. They're looking at buying new tables and chairs for the rifle range. The total project was what, $12,000 and some dollars? It was just a question whether we can give them any assistance or not, or discussion.
Have we done any fundraising?
Yeah, they're always doing their fundraising and stuff like that.
How's their bank situation?
I don't know just what that is. Probably zero, no rifle range. Who funds the rifle range down here?
Part of the rec board.
It's in the rec facility, but it really, I don't think, I can't recall what the expense line is, but there's not much of an expense line down there. Like they have just one tiny classroom with little tables and chairs, and there's like where you shoot, there's only like enough for like 4 people prone. Like it's pretty tiny. It's great, but tiny.
What's the job for what they use?
will this come from Langford Rec?
Pardon me?
Send this to Langford Rec?
It's whatever the council feels they want to do here. Yep. They just gave it to me last night, this here request.
If I mean,
I
if
said,
they,
if you're asking,
It's
like,
in
doesn't
the
hurt to
Langford
ask.
Recreation.
Yeah, I agree that Langford Recs.
I mean, if they showed some fundraising towards it and that we could help them in some capacity. I mean, we help lots of people. If they can show some fundraising, you know.
And also, whatever's required should be town, plus the other municipalities.
I'm sure they're asking that.
They're asking everybody, yeah.
So.
Like, they're not asking for the total dollar value, they're just,
Yeah.
that's what it'll cost for what they're after, and would we support them to any extent at all? That's up to
That's
us.
what Langford Rec gets the funds for, so. I'd be all right with it, send it to them.
How much?
Like, does the rifle club stuff down in Carberry here come out of their rec budget or out of general?
We don't ever send anything to the gun
I'm,
club.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a self-sustaining.
It's included in the,
It's included in the building,
Yeah,
in the CPCC, right?
yeah.
Which is not out of our rec money, but out of our,
the facility is, so.
Yeah,
It's that,
It is Rick. Well,
this, they own their own facility.
whatever
the choice of the council is.
Well, I mean,
I don't have any problem coming out for rec.
or even like a share from here too, but you know, like if they can show some initiative and if they fundraise lots, so if they put
And
it,
I asked for some more information from
well,
them.
yeah, like
On the,
we get, I mean, if those other municipalities are able to give a chunk and we give a chunk and Langford, I mean, it's not a lot of money when you get 2 or 3 different entities into it.
As long as it's all the same.
Yeah, well, it's hard to beat, let's say you don't, I mean, what we feel is right might not be what they feel is right. What's going on, what's whispered over there.
okay, no, I can take it to the Langford Rec anyway, sure.
Just, well, I mean, I got no problem with us if we, you know, a little bit here, whatever.
I'll get some more information on
Well, this is
fundraising
where
and
the
stuff
money
like
comes
that.
from.
Yeah, it's all, just the title on the top of the page.
It's the same thing.
Okay, no, that's good, thank you very much for that then. Okay, communications from Hydro Excavation, Water Hauling, Ray Bateman Enterprises. With just information.
What he does.
Manitoba Good Roads Association AGM agenda. It's just what they have at the seminar. RCA Museum, the Barrage over there, museum in Shiloh. Okay, around the table, go ahead, Teresa. You want to talk first?
Oh, I just wanted to say Public Works and the office staff had completed PG and women's courses, and first aid will be completed in June. We'll all go together and take it in Brandon. Financial plan hearing is set for April 22nd, 2025.
Good. Anything else? That's enough.
Is it at 7 a.m. in the morning?
Yes, it's 7 p.m.
Oh, 7 p.m. Because the calendar,
Does it
I
say?
thought it said 7 a.m. I was, oh, crap.
What's going on?
You could show up before.
Robbie, you got
I'm not
anything?
staying for 12 hours.
I just got on the, my mind. What's the subdivision, not Spence's, but what's the next one over? The S Road, for God's sakes.
I'm gonna say Sandhills.
No, it's not.
Anyway, go
There's a
ahead.
corner there that I was approached last year and I had Matt come out and look at it again and it's full of water. And it is dangerous. I believe they put a load of gravel in it. Matt didn't want to touch the ditch at all because of, there's some fiber and different things in there, but we're kind of liable for that now again, and it's bad again this spring. So any heavy rain, it builds up with water on the inside, and then cars come up and they go around the curve, and there was a couple near misses last summer, and so he's asked me again about it.
Talk to Matt about it.
Last summer, yeah. I sent them again, I said it's up to them this spring,
Okay,
Okay.
good.
so,
When the frost comes out, will it,
no, it holds water,
does?
yeah. I mean, the only way to do it, it's on top of a hill, so if you drain it that way, it goes into some guy's driveway. The only way to really fix it is to cut the ditch down on the inside. So, but it would be but Matt's worried about locates. If you hire somebody and they do the locates, it's done. Take probably 4 hours with an excavator to fix it and locate it. So anyway, that's it for me.
Okay, Harold?
Well, the only thing, the grumbling about washboards have already begun. That's, I really got nothing else to complain to report.
Yeah?
We have just one problem in town of Brookdale on Guard Christensen, Benson's, and there's water laying in front of Guard Christensen's. We need to tackle that grade so the water could drain to the southwest into that pond on Lonnie Bateman's property better. And the only other thing is, I gotta mention, will be in camera.
You got a which?
I got one other thing that I would, when we move into camera, I'll mention.
Okay, all right, thank you. Sharon?
Well, we had our first town hall for the Assiniboine Delta Aquifer Advisory in Wellwood. It was fairly well attended. Heard from a number of North Cypress-Langford citizens and their concerns with the aquifer and the need to look after it. So a lot of them voiced their concerns and they were all taken in, and there was some good discussion had. And the next one will be in Austin and then another one in Glenboro this week. I also met with the so-called steering committee in Neepawa, with Glenella, Lansdowne, Rosedale, Town of Neepawa, ourselves, and the Yellowhead curling rink and the golf course. And there seems to be the prevailing opinion that the region needs a new or an updated sports arena, specifically a hockey arena and a hall, the existing one being 50 and 70 years old or something like that. So,
More than
yeah, well,
No, it's 72, so it's
Yeah,
30,
slightly more
55,
than that, yeah.
57 years old.
it's the old salt plants.
that's right, the whole part.
Yeah.
So, there's gonna be probably a town hall in Neepawa to judge the citizens' feelings and desire for such a thing before any more steps are taken. But it's definitely a need that is required with the growing population and the constraints of what they have now and the cost. I believe the operating costs are getting high for the Yellowhead. Last month or February, the hydro bill alone was $16,000. So they're looking at different options and what the community wants or needs to go ahead with. There's different areas they're looking at around Neepawa and within Neepawa for location. But that's all still very preliminary, you know, remains to be determined what the town and the people and our residents up there want. And it's to be noted that, you know, many Langford residents are participants in that recreation area. Most of the boards, the Yellowhead, the curling rink, golf club, they're all Langford residents that are either chairing them or running them or volunteering on them. So it's pretty important for our residents in our municipality. And it'll be something we'll have to probably be going to more of these group meetings. I'm not sure when the town hall will be, but I think it'll be important that as many of us go as possible when that happens. So yeah, that's about all I've got right now.
Good, thank you.
And you're getting a new school, Neepawa.
That is still in the future too, but
Well,
it's coming.
I
It's on
think
the
it's,
books now.
I think it's gonna be sooner than you think.
Yeah.
And I got really nothing other than Harold's comment. The washboard and the roads are starting, but things are happening. I think the waters doesn't seem to be too big of an issue yet this spring. Hopefully it stays that way, so. Other than that, that's all I have too. In camera, resolution 1, 2, 3.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, Dallas.
Oh, Dallas, hey, what are you up to?
Still here. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just 3 quick things. Just a reminder that there's a Wellwood get together meeting this, and I believe it's this Friday, correct, Teresa? April 11th, was it not? There's a get together, meet your neighbor community meeting in Wellwood. And had our AGM for Carberry Minor Ball, and I just wanted to pass on that they're thankful for very good positive communication with the Joint Council group. And then we had a meeting with the Health Minister last Wednesday with the Health Action Committee and the town of Carberry, just to check in, and she had a good chat just about progress and needs and retention efforts. And that's it for me, I think.
Okay, thank you. Guess there's just one other thing to add there to our public meeting regarding our conservation agreement on the municipal owned lands. April 9th, 2025, 7 o'clock at the Wellwood Hall. If everybody could attend that, be great.
April 9th?
Yeah.
April 9th.
This Wednesday. You've got a open house.
Yeah, I've got to be in Austin in that same time.
And just a correction.
Just
I
a heads
think
up anyway, yeah,
The Wellwood get together is April 10th.
okay. Alrighty, thank you. Thanks, Dallas. Resolution 123, 2025, be it resolved that council as a committee of the whole move into in camera to discuss preliminary matters. Do we have a mover, please?
Grant.
Grant, second, and Ray. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.